Anyway, guys,
Yeah.
now we're going over to our top 5 segment. And this week it is top 5 character actors that should be lead actors. This one was very fun because there is a lot of people who don't necessarily get the credit they deserve when they play pivotal roles or they bring a certain presence either on set or on screen that it completely changes the dynamic and content that we watch every single day. So this was a fun one.
Yeah. Oh, without doubt. And I mean, everybody on my list, I fucking love. I just think they're amazing and they're so fun to watch in literally everything. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm just like, this was a really fun list.
Oh yeah. Well, starting at my number 5 goes to Keith David. Everybody's like, Keith David, why does that name sound so familiar? Trust me, once you see this guy's picture, you'll know exactly who the fuck I'm talking about. He was in Princess and the Frog, Armageddon, The Thing, They Live. I think I really enjoy all of his performances, and he's got one of those voices too. I love that he does animation because what he does and like that gravelly kind of like voice that he has, it brings an extra dynamic to like the villainous characters that he plays in animation. But I feel like what specifically he did in a game that I used to play, Saints Row, he was like the mentor figure that turned out to be the bad guy. So that was definitely one of my all-time favorite roles that he did and that he portrayed. But I feel like he would definitely hold his own in his own film. If you got him and Tyler Perry in a room, I feel like they could create something absolutely magical. So Tyler, if you're listening, cast Keith David as somebody in a lead role and this man will just blow it out of the park. I know he would. But yes, Keith David at number 5.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And one of my favorite things, I'm so glad you brought up the animation aspect of it because a lot of people don't know, they had a really kick-ass, dark and gritty Spawn animated cartoon, and he was the voice of Spawn, and it was so just like that, like you said, that dark, gritty, scary as fuck voice, like of what you would expect Spawn to sound like. It was so good, man. It was so good. My number 5, everybody knows him and loves him, Benedict Wong. Of course, Wong from Doctor Strange and the Avengers and the Marvel Universe and everything. But this guy has actually done like a ton of stuff, and he kind of steals the show in like everything he's been in. Like how many people know that he was in Cloak vs. Tuna Mill? How many people know that he was in The Martian with Matt Damon? Like just so many of these roles that he did. Lady and the Tramp, and like aside from all the Marvel stuff, he's that guy again that when you see him, you can't help but gravitate to him when he's in the scene. Right? You're just waiting to see what he's going to do because he feels like he's that guy that's going to steal the show, right? He's going to do something that's going to make you remember him in the scene. And I think anybody that can captivate your attention or draw you away from the main in the scene deserves to be a lead. And Benedict, for sure, especially, like, give this man a comedy, he would freaking slay it. Because even in all this serious shit that he's been in, he's hilarious as shit, even when he's trying to be serious. And I think sometimes that's the best comedy. So I swear to God, if somebody would give Benedict Wong his own comedic series, like his own sitcom, I think it would be huge. He would kill it. He would kill it. It would be amazing.
Completely agree. He's a great, phenomenal actor that deserves more. More things need to come his way. Number 4 for me goes to Gary Cole. And I mean, what's this guy not been in? Okay. I mean, Talladega Nights. He was in Suits. He was the vice president on West Wing.
Oh, yeah.
So many freaking things. This guy just, him and the, that guy from that Milo show that we were just watching where they were like crooks. I always get those two mixed up.
Yeah.
They kind of look alike and they do the same thing. But Gary Cole specifically, I think he is so versatile and can play literally anything you throw his way.
Oh, for sure.
I loved him in Pineapple Express when he was the bad guy drug dealer. He
Yes.
was like in Psych, Forever Strong. So many things to reference when it comes to his catalog and his resume.
Yes.
So I just had to put that man on the list. So freaking good. He is one of those guys who, like I said, you could throw anything at him. It doesn't matter the genre, the setting, the time period. He is going to knock it out of the park and do so in brilliant fashion.
Oh, without doubt.
And Gary Cole, man, number 4.
Yeah, and yeah, I agree with you, and he's a great character actor, right?
Yeah.
He's different in everything, and yet has his identity, right? Like you just immediately like, oh, that's Gary Cole. That's a perfect Gary Cole role right there, even though it's a character role, right? Okay, so my number 4 and my number 3 are both people that I first initially caught on with Justified back in the day. They were both on Justified, and they're both fucking phenomenal. My number 4, Margot Martindale. Dude, she has been in fucking everything. You know her. You know exactly who I'm talking about. If you saw Cocaine Bear, she's the park ranger, right? If you saw Justified, she's the drug dealer mama. If you saw The Americans, she was one of the Russian spies. Justified, just her dynamic with Caitlin Dever in Justified. I can't even begin to tell you how awesome, but she's another one of those people. It's just like everything that she's in, she just kills it. Whether she's playing like a serious badass Russian assassin or she's playing some horny, person in Cocaine Bear, some horny park ranger, just trying to get laid. She's fucking hysterical and yet also powerful in these like dramas and I don't think she gets nearly the recognition. If you go back, she's like our buddy Spencer Garrett. You can pretty much find Margot in any fucking thing that you've watched. She's probably been in an episode of it or been in the movie. She's that woman, right? And I will say this, she owns her shit, right? She's like, this is who I am. I'm not fucking changing my look. I'm not losing weight. I'm not going to be a nice person. I'm not going to be try this, that kind of a... She picked a genre that she plays and plays well, and she is killing it. And I think she would do amazing in either her own film or her own television show because I think she's earned a chance at the fucking lead because she is just stellar. She's like... Had Roseanne not been Roseanne, Margot Martindale would have been this generation's Roseanne. She's that kind of like the housewife mom that don't take no shit. And she's going to lay it down for you no matter what. That's Margot Martindale. That's how I see her, kind of her character. I think she would just kill in a sitcom like that, man. She would be just amazing.
Oh, yeah, man. For freaking sure. My number 3 goes to Randall Park. Now, maybe some of you are saying, well, he's kind of a lead. Well, in recent years, he's kind of fallen back a little bit because he did have Fresh Off the Boat, which was very successful, 116 episodes worth of pure comedy. And I mean, he has been the lead in a few things like Always Be My Maybe with Ali Wong on Netflix. But recently, he's been taking that secondary role, whether it be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, whether it be Young Rock, where he plays himself, a reporter. But he is such a phenomenal talent that I feel like doesn't necessarily get the recognition that he deserves because what he brings to each of his roles is some sort of different comedy, complex dynamic that not a lot of people can do because he has this lightness and this sensibility about him that I feel like not a lot of people have, but then he can get into the dark. He can get into the gritty.
Yeah.
And he just seems like an overall genuine human being. And he definitely deserves more opportunities that come his way. So that's why I just had to put him on my list, man. He's definitely one of my favorite underrated actors right now. So Randall Park at number 3.
I love that. And I totally agree with that. I think everything you just said is spot on about that. Yeah, and underrated. That I like that because I feel like a lot of these we had that category, right? Underrated but I feel like a lot of these character actors are underrated in their
Yeah.
performances, which is why they're not getting these lead roles, right? Which is just absurd to me. It's absolutely insane to me why it's not happening. My next guy, just like that, Walton Goggins. And it's like, why does that name? Why does that name? But like you said, if you see his face, you would know exactly who I'm talking about. This guy has been on Big Bang Theory. He's been in Lincoln. He's been in Maze Runner. But for me, and Ant-Man and the Wasp. He's a bad guy in Ant-Man and the Wasp. But for me, it was Justified. Boyd Crowder. Boyd Crowder, the racist, redneck motherfucking drug dealer from Kentucky that gave the shit. He played that character so fucking good and was so fucking evil. He plays a great bad guy, right? But he's just amazing. That character, I was locked in. So now anytime I see anything that Walt is in, I want to watch it because I became such a fan of his through Justified. So I was watching Justified City Primeval, right? And it's not even about him. I mean, if you're a fan of Justified, you know that Boyd went away to prison. It was lock, key, done. You're over with. Well, guess what, guys and gals? Spoiler alert! They somehow were able to film a cameo with him last second. It wasn't planned. It wasn't even supposed to be part of the series, but they filmed a cameo with him. Boyd is out of prison, y'all. He fucking broke out of prison, and fucking Raylan got the notification. Like, Raylan was going to retire, y'all. Spend time with his daughter, finally, and just like, I'm done. I've had it. What? Boyd fucking out of prison. Oh, shit. I mean, so, and the way he breaks out, just that fucking scene alone, that little tiny scene at the end, screams, give this man his own show. It was so fucking good. Yeah, Walt is, I think anything that you give him a lead in, I mean, he's a phenomenal actor, so I'm sure he could pull off a comedy or any kind of a drama or anything like that. But this guy screams bad guy. He is like straight up fucking evil. So if you're going to give him a lead, make him the lead in something like seriously badass. Make him a badass bad guy. Because he's oh my God, he would slay. He's so fucking good. He is so good. I got to get you on Justified, man. You should watch all of Justified and then watch Justified City Primeval because you would be hooked. I'm telling you. Fuck, it's oh my gosh. Yeah. And the people that came in and out of those shows, like Caitlin Deaver and like all these people, Caitlin was balancing Last Man Standing with Justified at the same time. Like, and Margot was doing Justified and The Americans at the same time. Go bounce back. It's just, I'm telling you, man, it's fucking awesome. It's just, but Walton Goggins, man, give that man a show and make him a bad guy because I'm scared of him. I'm scared if you don't give him a show, he's going to come at you. Just saying.
Just saying. Now, this next one I will probably have to argue with about a little bit because, I mean, she does definitely have some iconic leading lady roles, but she does also have some just, I feel like her secondary roles far outplay her leading lady roles, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, when I first saw her on your list, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
She adds so much to her secondary roles. And I'm talking about Allison Janney. Of so many freaking things, guys. Yes. Come on. The Help, Juno, I, Tonya, West Wing, so many things. She is the definition of a character actor. She can literally blow anything out of the water. I don't know. I feel like where she shines brightest is that secondary role. And of course, Mom as well. I forgot about Mom.
For sure.
But I don't know, that the dynamic, she is so good about lifting other people up and giving other people that space to be creative and to be experimental with their roles. So I just feel like she is such a great character actor, and that's why I had to put her on my list. And that was my thought process a little bit. And yes, she is one of the all-time best. Let's be honest about it. But yeah, I just, I feel like I would be remiss without mentioning her. So Allison Janney at number 2.
Yeah, no, freaking, I get it. I get the argument. I get why you chose her. I think because for so long, I mean, let's be honest about it. I think one of her, probably her single greatest role ever, like obviously, on the West Wing, right, as CJ, but understand she was not the star of that show. She wasn't even close to being the star of that show. You had like Rob Lowe and Martin Sheen and like all these people that were John Spencer, that were so far well established in their careers before Allison Janney was like a name, right? So it's a great observation. Like you said, she was really good at settling in and like being that character actor and allowing other actors to shine, even though her performance was shining just as brightly. Like, yeah, great fucking pick. That was a good pick. My number 2, Amy Garcia. Now, Amy Garcia has been in a ton of stuff, you guys, going like all the way back to like I can't even remember. I'm looking at her list on IMDb, and she's in things that I don't even remember her being in, like Family Guy and Rush Hour and RoboCop and Dexter and like all this kind of stuff. I do remember her in Dexter, but where I first saw her, and then I was like, holy shit, is that her on Lucifer? But the very first time I ever saw Amy Garcia was in an episode of Supernatural. Do you remember the episode where they were trapped in the prison and the people were trying to break into the prison? She was the sheriff's deputy that was the virgin. Remember, they were talking about how she had the little cross and like all that kind of stuff, and that was her. And how you kind of at the end they imply she ain't no virgin anymore, kind of a thing or whatever. But that was the very first time I had ever seen Amy Garcia, and I just thought she slayed that particular role. She played it so well, and she played off of Jensen really well because he was giving her shit for being a virgin, kept questioning whether she was really a virgin, and kind of a thing. And she just played off as so well. And then, lo and behold, I'm that late guy jumping on Lucifer, right? And I hadn't, oh my gosh, what's everybody talking about? Let me check it out on Netflix. And there she is. Fucking, she comes in like the second season, I think, third season. And she just, oh my God, she was like so fucking epic on Lucifer. Her character literally stole every single scene she's in, right? Stood toe to toe with my man and was able to go, I think she would be brilliant in her own series. She's doing a lot of voice acting now and everything. She's a comic book writer. She created a comic book and she's a writer and artist of comics. And so, I mean, she's all in. She's like a sci-fi guy's like dream girl. I mean, she's just like total, like, but now she's doing Hallmark Christmas movies. Like I said, she's all in, bro. She's just everywhere. So I do think, though, that she has legitimately earned a spot. Like, just give this woman a show somewhere. Let her shine, because I think she's just amazing. She's a great actress, and I think she would do really well as a lead in a movie or a TV show. I think she'd just be outstanding.
Completely agree, man. Completely agree. Well, heading over to our number 1, and we both have the same number 1 because I feel like he is the definition of a character actor, and such a freaking badass. Like, he can do anything. And we're talking about the one and only J.K. Simmons.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love J.K. Simmons. He's so freaking good. I mean, everything that he has been in, from Spider-Man to Whiplash to everything in between. Like, he is such an amazing freaking actor. Yeah. National Champions that came out with Tony Winters. I just like, my man is just killing it. He goes from like super high budget to super low indie film. And I have so much respect for him for that. But yeah, I mean, he is such an amazing guy.
Oh my God. The first place I ever remember seeing J.K. Simmons is on Law and Order SVU. He played one of the psychiatrists that would determine whether they were really kind of fucked up or not. Really kind of yeah, he's part of the Law and Order Dick Wolf like universe, man. I mean, but for sure. I mean, this guy, come on. And I get it. A lot of people listening right now are probably going, he's a lead. That's because you think he's a lead. When you see him in the role, like you think he's the star of the thing, and he's not. Right? Like, I guess you could say he was a co-lead in Whiplash. I guess you could make that argument. But he was really the secondary character in the short film, right? He was actually one of the people that was in the short film, if I'm not mistaken, that led to the film getting made, the feature-length film getting made. But
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, holy shit. Even as Commissioner Gordon and just like all the kind of stuff that this guy, he is, he's an extremely gifted guy. That how he hasn't gotten his own show or his own movie where he's the guy is beyond me, because he's a phenomenal talent. Like, I just, somebody give JK a fucking series, man, because, like,
please.
I mean, just... And I'm trying to think, what do I want to see him in a comedy? Do I want to? I mean, if you see the Farmers Insurance commercial, he's fucking funny as shit.
He's like, so funny.
He'd probably be able to do a comedy with nothing, but I think like hardcore drama with this guy.
Oh yeah,
like give me some sort of a, like, if you're gonna do a news drama series or like, you know, something like that, that he screams just. If you're gonna reboot West Wing, this guy should be like, you know what? He should be the Leo character. He should totally be like, he's that guy. I'm saying, man, J.K. Simmons. How can you not be a fan of J.K. Simmons? If you're not a fan of J.K. Simmons, what the fuck is wrong with you? This guy, man,
there's something wrong. There's something wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, we want to know your top 5 actors, character actors that should be leads, or just actors you think should be leads in general. Be sure to message us or DM us or add us on social media. We love the fan interaction.